Dr. Lonny back for another episode of Good Sense Soap Co. So for this episode, what I thought I'd do is make a sample soap size. Sometimes it helps just to be able to send out a sample soap to a client or a prospective client without having to make a full-sized soap bar. So we're going to do that today, and what we're going to do is we're going to make that up in Tinkercad, and then we're going to save that and uh, model it in Cura, and then we're going to print it on the 3D printer. We're going to pour the silicone rubber to make the mold, and then we're going to make some sample soaps. So stay tuned and enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And one of the reasons why I want to do a sample soap is that I offer a variety of soaps. And so it will be helpful not to have to make a full bar, as I mentioned previously. So I have the Beard and Stash line, which is a olive oil based soap with Castile and jojoba added. Very nourishing for facial hair, cleans out all the residue, leaves it very soft. And so this is a great soap for that. Icy Blast, that helps open up the sinus, nasal passages, has a great uh, vapor rub type scent to it, menthol and spearmint. And I think it would be great for those that just want to get that sense of that aroma that opens up your sinuses. That is actually excellent. So, Bath and Body, this line has is made with goat milk. So, very luxurious, nourishing type of soap. And then going on down, these are some of my other soaps. Going on down, again, Bath and Body. This one is made with baking soda. The intent of baking soda is not really so much a deodorant soap as it is to remove body odor while showering. Of course, you wash it off, and that removes the deodorant effect of the baking soda. But in the process of using the soap, the thought is that with the baking soda, it would draw out those body soap odors, leave you fresh and clean after shower. Icy Blast again. So this is a new one, Deep Woods Collection with Good Sense Soap Co. logo. And what this is, it's a more earthy sense. So forest pine, um, campfire, dirt, leaves, and embers. So this one is a really great one for those outdoors people or those maybe even hunters who are looking to mask their body odor from uh, their prey. And this comes in two forms. One is just a regular body bar, but then also I have one option that I call the Outdoorsman. And it's a larger bar with a stronger scent. And I was talking with one of my hunter buddies, and he said, yeah, with this soap, I would not only use it for showering, but I would rub it on my clothes. I would rub it on a tree. I would rub it on my gear just to help mask scents for hunting purposes. So we have a version of this called Outdoorsman. As you can see, really what we're looking to do is offer a sample size of any of these soaps that could be offered to those who just want to try them out. So that's what we're going to work on today. So let's get started. So I've preloaded this standard soap model that I have. And we're going to want to go, let me see, I'm going to stop sharing here for a minute. What we're looking for, if I can get this, is something about, this is a hand soap that I recently got from condo that we stayed at. And I think that's a really good soap size. This is about half an ounce, probably about inch and a half long, and maybe 3/4 of an inch wide, and only maybe half an inch deep. So that's what we're going to use as estimate to make our soaps. Let me go ahead and reshare my screen. I'm going to change the settings here to inches. Just makes it easier for sizing purposes. And of course, this is with the box. So right now we have two, and there's probably about 1/4 of an inch on either side. So that with a 2-inch box, that gives us about an inch and a half soap. Um, but that is, so this is the dimension we're looking at. So we want 2 on that dimension. Probably want like 1.5 that dimension. And then let's take this down. That's 1.5. Let's go ahead and take that down to 1. Because we have room above the soap bar for the silicone rubber. So that's about the size of the bar, I believe, that we're going to look at. I'm going to go ahead and change the orientation of that, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and change my settings back to millimeters, because that's what 3D printer mainly operates. Now, what I want to do is, because this is a pretty small mold and I may want to make multiple samples at a time, I'm going to go ahead and double this. So we're going to do a Control D. And we're going to join those like that. Let's make sure they're lined up. Oh, that's not what I want to do. So essentially what this will make is one mold with 2 soaps. Now what I want to do is take it just a little step further. And actually, let me undo this. So I missed a step. I want to take it one step further, and I want to add some text. And we'll make it simple. I just want to say simple. Get about 3 millimeters deep. These are going to be single pour soaps. Let's go ahead and switch this back. See, we still got our duplicate in there. Let's get rid of that. And let's get this down to about soap level. Go ahead and move that over the soap. Let's go ahead and make it into a hole. And let's reduce the size to fit into soap. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Let me go ahead and center that. And merge them. All right, so there, that is our sample soap. Let's go ahead and repeat the prior step. All right, so I think that's good. I'm going to go ahead and export that as an STL. still rendering the model, which is why there is the delay. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording while it's doing that. All right, so I've gone ahead and saved this as a two sample soap.stl, and we're gonna bring that into Cura. So I'm gonna stop sharing that, and we're gonna bring up Cura. You may be able to hear the hum of the 3D printer. So this is Cura. And go ahead and load two sample soap model that I just created. There it is. And we can zoom in on that, and you can see it says sample on it. For this, I don't think we need super quality, so I'm just going to do standard quality. And I had it printing pretty slow from the prior print. We're going to also change the infill. I'll put this back up to 180, which is the default. Make a stir, that's fine. For improvement, feel free to leave that as a comment. I'm always open to ideas from those who have been doing this for a while. And then we're going to print the USB. You can see this 2 hour and 31 minute. I will provide updates on the 3D printer as it progresses. All right, so stay tuned, and we will send those updates along and until we get to the results. Take care. All right, one more thing before we actually print that I forgot to do, and that is that we have this wall between the two soaps, which I would actually like to remove. Not the entire wall, but some portion of it, so that we get a full pop between them. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to create a shape. We're going to go ahead and turn this. Get the same orientation. Let's raise this up, move this over, and then we're going to make this real skinny. Get in. Now, go ahead and check that out. May still be a bit. So if we look at it this way, get down into the soap just enough maybe about soap height. So we can get enough silicone rubber in there. Okay, let's see how that goes. Submerge those. Okay, you can see I have a little bit left over there, so let's back that off a little bit. Wider. That looks. I think that will do it. So I'm going to go ahead and resave that and start the print over again. So stay tuned. So we're printing the 3D models for the sample soaps. And at this point, we are about halfway done. And you can see that the shapes of the soaps have been formed. And now what it's actually doing is starting to work on the top layers, which will include the lettering. So it will be filling in and then building the box and forming the top layers of the soap. So we'll check back later. All right, so the model is done. Let's see how it looks. All right, so that is awesome. It's in the box, so I can pour the silicone rubber in there, and we have our reduced middle divider there so that it will come out as one mold rather than two molds. So let's go ahead and get the silicone rubber in there. All right, pouring the silicone rubber. The strength of this silicone rubber is 30A, which is a fairly strong silicone rubber. They start at around 10 or 15A and work their way up. I find that using a stronger silicone rubber tends to hold its shape when you're demolding it better and lasts longer. I like to tap it down a little bit just to kind of work down into those letters that are in there and into all the little crevices, and then those bubbles will work their ways out as it sets up. And we'll come back and demold this once it has time to dry in about 4 or 5 hours. And here we have the sample soap mold. I think it's about the right size. The only thing that I see as a flaw in my design was that I created it as two separate molds rather than just one common wall between the two soaps, which is typically how you would see a mold that you would purchase like this. So something to improve on, but it will work. So we'll go ahead and pour some soap and see how it turns out. All right, so we're melted down. And of course, for the actual samples, I would use soap that reflects what I'd like the client to experience, which could be, goat milk soap or olive oil soap or any of my scented soaps. So this is just to see how the mold works out, and hopefully I can be a little neater next time. But we'll see how these dry up and turn out. All right, and here is our sample soap. I think that's awesome. And I think that, we'll be able to use this with any of my soap bases, soap colors, soap scents, and be able to give those out to potential clients or to sell as a smaller soap size on Etsy. So thanks for watching, and visit my Etsy shop if you are interested in buying our soaps or having a logo soap made up. And appreciate you liking, following, and subscribing to our YouTube videos. Take care.